Ordinance is on first reading. So you read first and only.
Certainly, it's 17-2016. An ordinance of the Township of Moorestown repealing Chapter 175, Article 6, entitled Uses of Water During Emergencies, replacing it with a comprehensive water conservation ordinance that includes water use restrictions and emergencies.
This is the revision of the water ordinance, and what I think it's a really good compromise, and I think it keeps things straighter. It keeps all you have to do is know your trash zone or whatever zone you are, and it fits right in. I like it.
Just Mr. Wright, just so you and the rest of the council know, Mr. Draws has reached out to the DEP just to make sure that they concur with this proposed ordinance. The previous ordinance that you were looking at, as I'll call it, I'll be kind and call it complicated as it was recommended by the DEP, if I'm not mistaken, through the ACO itself. Oh, the MOA, correct, as to follow Sustainable Jersey's version, which is what that was. The version that you have before you today, and again, thank you, Patty, for putting this together, is a recommended DEP version, but not what was outlined in the MOA. But it's only just double checking to make sure that what you have in front of you is in fact okay.
Patty's telling us this is a DEP form, and it does also appear to be reasonable as folks look at it. So we don't expect it.
But it accomplishes the same thing, though, correct? Twice a week water.
Yes, right. So the main details are exactly the same.
Right. It's just it applies easier to some, not creating too many different zones.
Right.
And, all the timing is effectively the same. The number of hours of water is the same. And so I'd like to move on with it unless they have a strenuous suggestion for the next meeting.
Yeah, that would be my recommendation too, and if they need for us to change it, we'll deal with that.
Yeah.
I think it was a much simplified version, which I was happy to see. I had a lot of concerns with the old one. I had a question though about these. Is this the time for that? Or
Yeah, absolutely.
So after I submitted my feedback on this, my questions were, do we need to say something about pools? And the old ordinance had something about runoff on hardscape. This one does not talk about hardscape runoff. Is that a deal breaker? Do we need to address that?
I think from the standpoint of complying with the ACO, it's no, because the ACO didn't explicitly recommend those things. And but I do, when you sent Patty an email to pool it, that makes a lot of sense, and it makes sense to me if it's not too much trouble, Tony, for introduction tonight, to amend it to include filling pools that happens once a year. People are not going to be able, in the windows we're going to be providing them to fill their pools.
So the limitation would be
Right.
Does the ordinance, I don't think the ordinance limits everything, every activity. So if you think about it, there's probably several types of activities that aren't specifically listed in there. It's more so regulating day-to-day operations. Right. So, or, filling a pond or filling a dunk tank for an event. I mean, it's not addressing those types of things. It's mostly addressing day-to-day activities.
It's just the biggest use. And swimming pools obviously are a big use, but that's usually April.
Right, so,
One time.
right, so that would be someone who has a new pool. It's
No,
not
no,
like-
I don't have a pool myself, but I believe they fill them up every year.
There's water, I think the water level drops, but usually you treat the water in there with chemicals.
About a third. I've actually now, below the jets and, when it fills up.
So,
I get the hand or two repairs or whatever, and that's an emergency.
I like what Patty's saying. It doesn't sound like it's something that needs to be put in. And so Stacy found it in
No,
the,
I can't think that.
Manny found it.
so So that, is that under emergencies?
Just the use of
That might
water
be
for all
under-
outdoor recreation purposes.
That's in case of an
If there's an
emergency. Right.
So it's not an emergency, fill your pool up.
Well, it says you're urged to observe these voluntary conservation measures, which implies that otherwise it's okay. That would be a more way to say that.
Okay. All right, I'd like to have a motion to adopt.
Wait. Sorry, how do we notify the public? What's the plan for that?
At a minimum, the plan was to not only put on at our normal routes, which is Facebook website, Nixle, but press release to Patch in the Sun, which I think locally provide the greatest percentage of exposure to the public. If council so chooses, I can talk to Mr. Rochelle about finding the money to, if we want to send something out to every home. You know, there's a cost to that, but council feels that that is a necessary additional step, we can certainly do that.
Okay, we're gonna, yeah. Yeah, so it'll become effective,
It will become effective when you pass it. Just keep in mind, this is no longer going to be in place for an emergency. It's going to be 365 days a year.
okay. All right, can I have a motion to adopt on the first reading and set the public hearing date for October 17th, 2016, at 7:30? Give me a second.
Second,
Roll call.
yes.
Yes.